4. Political legal dimension, namely the influence of business, politics and policies of other countries, especially for multinational organizations, has a huge impact on the organization. The managerial impact is a matter of it is important and can develop the organization if the manager himself can build communication among organizations, even to the international level, and the organization is known at home and abroad. 5. International dimensions. The task environment, also called the environment that directly affects the organization or direct environment, namely elements outside the organization that specifically affect the organization directly. This environment consists of dimensions: competitors, customers, suppliers, regulators, and strategic partners. The task environment is the daily food of a manager, where he must be able to know the wishes of customers for his organization and his work partners. 6. Dimensions of the task environment. The external environment consists of two parts, namely, competitor task environment. There are competitors who compete for resources, including consumers, or who offer competing products or services. Organizations will also compete with other organizations for resources. Example: organizations will compete for funds from a financial institution and obtain qualified employees from a university. C. External environment. Customers are individuals or organizations that buy goods or services of an organization. Customers affect the organization directly because they buy and use the goods or services produced by the organization. Changes in consumer behavior, tastes, and attitudes are included in the components that managers must understand. Suppliers are parties that provide inputs in the form of resources to the organization, which are needed to run its business. Inputs can be raw materials, semi-finished materials, employees, financial capital, information, or services required by the organization. Regulators, usually the government that regulates and influences the policies and practices of an organization. Strategic partners, which are two or more organizations that work together in a joint venture or other partnership. E. Internal environment. A. Functional is one of the simplest ways to understand and analyze an organization's environment is through functional analysis, which includes the production function, marketing function, finance function, human resources function, and R&D or research development function. Each component of the internal environment analysis is as follows. The following are the various dimensions of the internal environment. 1. Owners/shareholders are the people who have legal ownership of the business. Impact and managerial implications of the leader. Owners can be someone who founded and runs a small business, partners who jointly own the business, or investors who own shares, shareholders. 2. The board of directors, who are elected by the shareholders and are responsible for overseeing the general management of the company, to ensure that the company is run in a manner that best satisfies the interests of the shareholders. 3. Employees/workers, which are individuals employed by the organization. Employees can form trade unions which currently have considerable bargaining power so that they can influence the organization. Therefore, managers need to foster good relationships with employees or labor unions. 4. Physical work environment, which is in the form of physical facilities provided by the organization to support the organization's operations. Introduction to management. Organization environment. Hello. My name is Gernia Desti Rianes. You can call me Gernia. I'm from Classement J24C. My study program is Management. A organizational environment analysis. 1. The organizational environment is everything that can affect the continuity, existence, and so on concerning the organization, both internal and external. 2. The internal environment includes who is in the organization or human resources, what policies are made in the organization, how the leadership aspects in the organization, the availability of facilities and infrastructure, and organizational culture. 3. In internal factors, the culture or environment displayed by the company in the form of values, built by example and shown by leaders with a physical display which includes color, placement, and shape, and builds a good image and can have a good impact on the company. B. Elements of organizational environment. External environment and internal environment. The external environment is everything outside the organization's boundaries that may affect it. Outside the boundaries of the organization that may affect it. The external environment consists of two parts, namely, 1. General environment, also called the environment that does not directly affect the organization, indirect environment, a broad set of dimensions and forces that are in around the organization that create the overall context of the organization. Although the general environment does not affect the organization directly, it must still be taken into account in organizational decision-making. The general environment consists of economic, technological, sociocultural, political, legal, and international dimensions. This environment has few direct implications for the management of an organization. The following are the various dimensions of the general environment. 1. Economic dimension. The economic dimension is the overall health and vitality of the economic system in which the organization operates. If economic conditions experience shocks, it will directly affect the organization. Economic factors that are particularly important to business are general economic growth, inflation, interest rates, and unemployment rates. The following are the various dimensions of the general environment. General environment. 2. Technological dimension. This dimension reflects the methods available to convert resources into products or services. Technological changes will affect the way the organization converts these resources, so that making an impact in his managerial decisions is a big task for a manager where he can adjust to the times, meaning that the manager/leader can apply the technology and technological capabilities there. This dimension includes the attitudes, norms, customs, lifestyles, values, habits, and demographic characteristics of the society in which the organization is located. The managerial impact is that managers must know how to socialize with their organizational peers, or how to organize to develop talents in the organization. 3. Sociocultural dimension. Namely in the form of government regulations regarding business and general relations between business and government. Laws and regulations issued by the government can have a major impact on the survival of the organization. The managerial impact is that a leader or manager is able to build a good organization in accordance with government regulations regarding business and laws. Conclusion. Organizational environment is everything that can affect the continuity, existence of the organization, both internal and external. Internal environment includes human resources, policies, leadership aspects, availability of facilities and infrastructure, and organizational culture. External environment, everything outside the organization that may affect it, consisting of the general environment, no direct effect, and the task environment, direct effect. External environment. Economic. The health and vitality of the economic system in which the organization operates. Technology methods for converting resources into products/services, social cultural, attitudes, norms, lifestyles, values, habits, and demographic characteristics of society. Political, legal. The influence of business, politics, and state policies. International, global influences on the organization. The organizational environment is complex and dynamic, with internal and external elements that influence each other. Analysis of the external environment is crucial for creating competitive advantage, while analysis of the internal environment is important for understanding internal resources and strengths. Understanding these two aspects can help organizations adapt to environmental changes and improve overall performance. Thus, the conclusion of this material is that the organizational environment is complex and dynamic, with close interactions between internal and external elements. Thank you. I hope my video can help anyone who watches this learning video. If there are any mistakes in the video that I made, I apologize and once again thank you.